brings us to EAC, Single-Use Plastics Resolution. And Ms. Snyder would like, as liaison to the EAC, would you like to introduce our speakers?
I would. This is Elaine McCarron, and she's been a warrior on something that we've been working on for years. And because of COVID, we had to slow down the process because we couldn't ask businesses at that time to stop using single-use plastics or request they find an alternative. But now we have continued with that effort, and we have a presentation for you that in a more positive light to just explain to you how we would like to stop using as much single-use plastics in this township. With that, I give you Elaine McCarron.
Is that microphone on, Elaine? Push that button. There you go.
I'm sorry, it's called repeat. Okay. Okay, my name's Elaine McCarron. I am the co-chair of the Environmental Advisory Council. This is Carol Walsh. She's also on the EAC, and she assisted in this project. And on behalf of the EAC, all of us, we want to present a resolution to encourage voluntary reduction of single-use plastics. Please turn to slide 2. That's slide 1. Slide 2. The purpose of this presentation today, we will review what is a single-use plastics, what is a microplastic, how are these plastics affecting our health, our animals, our marine life, and of course pollution. It is the intent, what is the intent of our resolution, what are many alternative products that we brought, what are alternative practices, and community participation in this. Turn to slide 3. Plastics has become a very, very severe environmental issue at this time. Many of our residents and the community have absolutely no idea that plastic is made up of petrochemicals. They do not realize the connection between the tremendous amount of plastics that we use every day, all of us do, and the detrimental environmental impact it causes. They have no idea that those plastic bags and throwaway plastics take 400 to 1,000 years to break down. They go into your landfills, they leach into your waterways, they leach into your oceans, leave toxic residues for many generations to come. And it is, I hope, in our best interest that we protect our environment, the air we breathe, the food we eat, our marine life, and pass a resolution to reduce our single-use plastic. But the first thing is, what is a single-use plastic? It is any plastic that is used one time and thrown away many times in a matter of seconds or minutes. Right now, we have a throwaway society that generates over 35 million tons of plastic waste yearly. And what is a single-use plastic bag? It is those carry-out bags that we all get. They're less than 2.25 millimeters thick, and they come from our supermarkets, our restaurants, and our retailers. Exceptions to this resolution, but no less toxic and no less wasteful, are the bags for packaged produce, bulk items, frozen foods, packaged meats, fish, and bakery goods. Those throwaway plastics that we use right now, I don't know if everybody knows this, but it's 40 to 50% of all the plastics produced yearly. And most of those plastics have been produced in the last 15 years. Those other throwaway plastics include your styrofoam cups, those lids, those straws, utensils, and stirrers that we all use. Also, what everybody should know, those thin plastics bags cannot be recycled. They get caught in the machines and they contaminate them. And even Waste Management, I confirmed that that is happening in our own community. The fact is, just so you know, the United States now only recycles 8 to 10%. Canada only recycles 9%. But the US is now the second largest polluter on the planet. Turn to slide 4. The numbers, if you see, are staggering and they're climbing, especially in America. We throw away 100 billion single-use plastic bags. We throw away 25 billion styrofoam plastic cups, 50 billion water bottles. Slide 5. When incinerated, those plastics release very toxic chemicals into the air. They cause greenhouse gases, CO2, a lot of it is methane and ethylene. 90% of that plastic ends up in our landfills, and those toxic chemicals are polluting your soil. They also clog your storm drains, they get stuck on riverbanks, they accumulate in your estuaries. Slide 6. From the sewers, streams, rivers, plastic flows into your waterways and into your water system right now. In those waterways, it further breaks down from those macroplastics, which are the large pieces of plastic, into microplastics. And microplastics, just so you understand, is the size of a sesame seed or less. It is 1 to 5 millimeters long. Slide 7. And if you see the picture of a fish, this is exactly what happens. Our fish eat those plastics, and why? It is mistaken for food and it smells good. We all know about the North Pacific garbage patch that is off the coast of California, but do you all know there is now 5 garbage patches around the world exactly like that? And now 1 in 3 fish have microplastics in them. Slide 8. 60% of all our seabirds all have plastic that they're eating, and it's expected to rise to 90% by 2050. Slide 9. All your turtles, all your beached whales have also a large amount of plastic in them. They also mistake it for food. Slide 10. There's plastic debris and microplastics that they eat can and absolutely kill them. They get tangled in it, they choke, they suffer physical harm and amputations. Plastic blocks marine life, digestion, they injure their organs, they interfere with reproduction. That slide is real. Even our coral reefs, there's a brand new report that just came out. 25% of our marine life are near coral reefs. And now 80% of our coral reefs are more likely to get diseased because of those microplastics. Now, to end, why should we care in Newtown? Right now, also, I sent you citations. Those plastics are found now in your organs. New research, peer-reviewed articles, they're now in your bloodstream. We inhale about a credit card size of plastic every single day. And with that knowledge, we should all take note of what we're bringing home in plastic every day, what we're using in our water bottles, and what we're throwing away. Those microplastics are in your food. The higher concentration is actually in farm fish. The cleanup costs, just so you know, for PennDOT is in the tens of millions. But locally, just so you understand, Penn Environment, which I don't know if everybody knows who Penn Environment is, they do research locally in Pennsylvania. 53 waterways were tested in Pennsylvania, and every single one of them were polluted with macro and microplastics. Bucks County alone, where we live, Neshaminy Creek, Tohickon Creek, and the Delaware Canal were all polluted with microplastics. Now there's a 2021 study, it should be out very soon. I called, they didn't have it ready yet, and this will be a follow-up study to see the waterways in our area. Turn to 11. There are resolutions and ordinances being passed throughout Pennsylvania. Right now, we're a Class 2 township. Municipality, Doylestown just passed their resolution. Doylestown Borough is in process. Solebury passed a resolution. Westchester, Narberth passed ordinances. For cities that are surrounding us, Philadelphia passed their laws, their ordinances. Bethlehem is in progress right now. Slide 12. Surrounding us, New York, New Jersey, DC, 10 states at this point all pass ordinances. As per Penn Environment, 23 now local municipalities in Pennsylvania around us have inquired about resolutions or ordinances and to ask for guidance. I asked for guidance from them. I was just in Charleston, they just passed an ordinance. Slide 13. Many of our local businesses, though, we say, how is it going to affect our businesses? If you look on the table, it's amazing. All of you received in your packages that you had ahead of time. Right now in our businesses, Solstice, Harvest, Cats and Dogs Rule, Jules Pizza, Naked Chocolate already use alternative products. Those products are made from plant-based products. They include hemp, sugarcane, wheat straw, paper, but they're all from sustainable paper, not from old growth products. Here's World Centric, they're incredible. If you go on World Centric's site, they are absolutely incredible company, and many of our companies, restaurants are using them right now. McCaffrey's, to encourage people to not use single-use plastic, is giving a 4-cent return for using your own bags. Even our township corporations right now, Gap, Dunkin' Donuts, Chick-fil-A, Rite Aid, Ulta, all have sustainability policies right in place. But the goal will be in this community, because we want to pass a resolution and it's voluntary, will they cooperate in this community? Because we're not going for an ordinance at this time. Even if anybody read the news, just recently, Financial Times, Starbucks in our community just unveiled their corporate plans to eliminate all single-use cups and encourage reusable mugs. So even Costco, which are not in our community, they never use single-use plastics. You would have to buy it at the register if anybody goes there. They say that it contributes to waste and it keeps financial costs down. And that's what we want to do for our businesses, help keep financial costs down. And by using alternatives, yes, their initially may go up, but not giving out those single-use plastics. Actually, the research shows that it reduces cost. Even, I have to just say it, but even Pepsi even has now a sustainability policy. They're going to be using 100% of packaging and recyclable, compostable products. So, even nationally and globally, the UN, all member nations, now have ordinances. They do not have single-use plastics. So, slide 14. So what can we do? If we look, you see people coming out of supermarkets, that's what it looks like. Our goal with the EAC, and we can do this. We can educate, we can promote participation. There are many ways to do that, to use recyclable bags, reusable bags, but any bag will do. We want to promote the reduction of all plastics in the community. We can educate them on natural, and our businesses, and it has to come from the businesses. Natural alternatives that won't break down without the toxic residues that all harm our health, and boy are they doing it now. Now, I want to say one thing, this just came out in Philadelphia. They're experimenting, which I hope if you do pass this, we can even work with our businesses. There are zero waste solutions. They're doing it in California, and now in Philadelphia, they're using QR codes, and they're tracking their plastics, and believe it or not, the residents are bringing back your plastic, over 90%. So when people think this is crazy, it is not crazy. They're doing it. And they've had a tremendous response from their staff. We can work with our delivery apps to not give out any plastic unless it is asked for, but also they can use alternatives. But the key to all of us being successful is changing everybody's mindset. It'll take a tremendous amount of education for all of us and our businesses. And I just want to encourage alternative products. I actually bought so many alternative products, and just so you know, what some businesses, not here, is doing, they're trying to give out thicker plastic bags and saying, please reuse it. It's not being reused. It's being thrown away. More plastics and that are toxic are going into your landfill. encourage that. But if people ask, you know, I could give them what the research is showing. Anyway, I would like to end this with bring your own bag, bring any bag to a store, and help us to pass the voluntary resolution. Thank you. Any questions?